so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. It is another field video, guys. And what I'm highlighting today is the massive liquidation sales that are going on right now. And where I've come today is essentially a community in Texas called Tavola. It is a master plan community. There is a ton of new building going on right now, guys. And there is a ton of new home builders that are offering insane purchasing incentives and not just price cuts like we would assume. So they're offering extensive price cuts, but also paying closing costs, offering buy downs. They are offering so many things because, quite frankly, guys, we have 8.9 months of inventory for new home builds, and the cancellation rate right now in Texas is 37%. And that's just the average, guys. More than likely, it's actually much, much worse. So we'll go over a few things today, guys, like massive price drops. We'll go over the inventory, but where I want to start out today is essentially the quality of construction. So before we get to the really fun stuff, let's talk about the quality of construction because, you know, we may not want to buy these houses, but you guys can see, you know, behind me, I mean, there is so much building going on. I mean, look at all this building. And there's lots, I mean, this master plan community, guys, and it's, you know, is got so much building going on, and it's not just Lennar. Right now I'm actually walking through a Lennar neighborhood, and right now in this master plan community of Tavola, Lennar is actually building 180 homes, and there's probably about 10 new home builders, but there is a massive opportunity in Tavola in the coming months. Now obviously, guys, I don't think the opportunity is, you know, I think there's some opportunities right now, and there is massive liquidation going on right now, but I believe the further we get out of the bubble and the more time that goes on, I believe there's going to be an even bigger, you know, liquidation sale of all of this inventory. Because another thing, remember, is these institutional investors are actually stepping out of the market. So in other words, Lennar can't just go to an institutional investor to get saved here. They're going to need help from the consumer like us, and the buyers, you know, like I'm telling you guys, they're going to get, you know, we're going to be the kings of the market, in other words. But again, you guys, starting at quality construction, remember, even though it's a new home, you're going to want to get an inspection, because remember what we're coming out of, a COVID type environment where we had, you know, a supply chain issues, we had inflation, we had labor issues, we had quality of material issues. You guys, we had a lot of issues, and as a result of that, you know, more and more stories are coming up, you know, about mold homes, improper foundation, essentially kind of highlighting that, you know, the new home builders right now, you know, could possibly, some of them could be taking shortcuts using inferior products. So it's very important that when you go to look for, you know, at a new home, you know, not only you get an inspection just to make sure the home has been built properly, you know, but also, you know, one really important thing I want to mention with new homes is representation. Often new home builders, guys, play a very dirty game when it comes to negotiating the sale of one of their properties. And as a result of that dirty game, you know, a lot of them take advantage of people, and they're set up to do that because, you know, especially with Lennar, they spend so much money on advertising, they want to eliminate the realtors. But again, the problem with, you know, at least in Texas, with these new home builders is they're not regulated like loan officers and realtors through TREC. So in other words, they can clearly steer you to whoever they want to steer you if they're giving you incentives. So you're gonna want proper representation with these new builds, guys. Don't learn that lesson the hard way. A lot of people learn that lesson the hard way. Don't do it. Look at all the building behind me. Isn't that crazy? I mean, an entire block. There's so much inventory, there's so much fire selling, so much liquidation, guys. But again, I want to start out with quality of construction because, you know, I'm looking around here, and, you know, a lot of these homes are sealed. You know, they're working on these homes now, but, you know, what I really want to do is get an inspector to properly, you know, take a look at this. But what I'm going to do, guys, is kind of just show you the construction area, and, you know, do me a favor, when I slowly pan through these houses that are currently being built, let me know if you see anything that's off. And then after that, guys, we'll get started on the next part of this video. Oh, you know, I may have forgot, you know, to say this, but do me a favor, guys. Let me know if you like these videos, these outside videos, in the field videos. Like this video, share it, hit notifications, and, you know, comment below. I absolutely love hearing from you. But take a look at some of these houses right now. Okay, so all those houses, all these houses right here being built, all these houses being built as well. I mean, you guys can see right here, all of the supplies are out, but it looks like the houses are sealed. So, you know, I'm not sure if you guys see anything. You know, I don't really, like I said, know what to look for. You can see, you know, it goes all the way down here. This one's being framed right here, all down here. There's another community back here as well. So here's the thing. I get that some people, you know, have to purchase. There's various reasons to purchase. So if you're, you know, a well-qualified buyer, you have to purchase right now. You're looking at your lease renewal and it just doesn't make sense. You know, more than likely in neighborhoods just like this in Tavola and Houston and Texas, you guys, you're gonna start getting some incredible deals. You know, once these new home builders realize they can't just, you know, get a bailout from Wall Street, they're gonna come crying back to us offering even more ridiculous buying incentives. But either way, guys, let's move on to the next part of this video right now. I'm at a Lennar sales center where they're doing a year-end sale, and shockingly, there are an overwhelming amount of people. So right now, as you saw on the screen, Lennar is offering some pretty nice price cuts on their inventory across the board. So we also went into the sales office at Lennar, which is right here. You guys will see in a minute. And on top of normal price cuts, they're also offering up to $10,000 towards closing costs and an interest rate buy down of 4.5%. So obviously, guys, in other words, there are a lot of buying opportunities. So in other words, you guys, there's a lot of buying incentives going on right now with Lennar. And the reason that is obviously they're in super big trouble with the amount of inventory. So another thing that we found out when we went in there is they have 180 homes right now under construction. So not only are there price cuts with Lennar up to 15 to 20% across the board, but also, you know, $10,000 towards closing costs and a rate buy down of 4.5%. So in other words, you guys, they're pulling off all of the stops. And you guys can probably see behind me, this sign here says year-end sale. And as a result of all the money that they're putting in, you know, for their year-end sale, there is a tremendous amount of people. I don't know if you guys can see the parking lot behind me. There's a lot of people right now that are going to Lennar, you know, basically to find out if, you know, they can, you know, purchase homes. Now, the very interesting thing is when we went in there, they actually mentioned, you know, the builder next to them. There's another builder right next to them that is also offering, you know, we went in there, they're also offering price cuts on all of their property plus a fixed interest rate. Hear me out here, okay? Of 4.5%. So according to him, they're offering 4.5%. That's MI Homes. You know, they're a lot smaller, probably 1/10 of the size of Lennar. But you guys, this is a master plan community by Tavola. There are so many houses in here right now. But this sales office behind me is lined up with people. And more than likely, those people are gonna cancel their, you know, purchase contract. Now, here's the overall thing on what Lennar is doing right now to get all of these people in here. When, you know, people see that these house prices are down 15 to 20%, they're gonna rush in here, especially if they have to pay no closing costs and they get a super, you know, a rate in the 4%. So that's what you guys are seeing, you know, what's going on right now. And this is going on everywhere. Now, obviously there's certain problems with offering price cuts. And again, I just wanna reiterate, I don't think those people are actually gonna close on these houses. I think most of these people are gonna cancel. In other words, what I'm saying is the longer we wait to buy these houses, more opportunity is gonna come up in the form of buying incentives and price cuts. So, you know, I think it's a little bit too soon still, but it's still nice to see a 15 to 20% price cut across the board with insane buying incentives and them running a sale. Now, obviously, you guys, there's a lot of people interested in it. Let's move on to the next segment of this video right now. All right, guys, so I'm walking in a neighborhood right now, and you guys can see that house behind me. I mean, these are really, really nice houses that we're dealing with here. But, you know, as I walk through here, I'm gonna show you guys that most of these houses, right, as you guys can see, are actually under construction. My aperture should be low enough for you guys to see that. Now, the reason I'm walking this area and talking to you guys about the problem for existing owners with these price cuts are, essentially, anyone that recently purchased a new construction home is gonna be trapped upside down in these houses. So these people, these existing people, which are not the homes behind me that you see that are under construction, these people are, you know, essentially going to be trapped. And that's why I'm trying to tell you guys, as far as, especially with new construction just like this, the more that, you know, the further out of the bubble that you can purchase in, the better and the less likely that you're going to be trapped in the house upside down. And the reason this happens, especially with new construction, is they have a whole bunch of homes homes to sell. They essentially get a huge plot of land and they start building a whole bunch of houses. They have to continuously fill that. So if a new builder starts building a community during a housing market turndown, it's going to trap people in their properties if they make price cuts. And you guys can see, you know, behind me, this house right here was sold to someone. So that person right there is in the middle of a construction development, essentially a whole bunch of houses that are sitting on mud. There's someone right in between that. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they're going to be the biggest at risk, you guys, unfortunately. And that's, you know, that's, again, that's not a good thing, but it is what it is. But that's why at first when I started doing these videos, I was all about caution, waking people up, sounding the alarm, because more and more pressure is going to be put on these new home builders to sell these houses. I mean, look at all these houses, guys. I mean, all these houses right here, all these houses are available. Also over here, this whole section is available. So they have a lot of inventory right now. They have a lot of building. As you can see, there's so much building going on right now. So even though they can't sell their houses, they're still building. And right now, you guys, after visiting those sales offices, even with the 15 to 20% discount, which they're essentially offering on all of their inventory, and buying down the rate and paying for closing costs, it's still not enough, because look at all this inventory. There's so many houses here, guys. It just doesn't make sense to buy right now when we're just barely out of the bubble, at least in my opinion. Now, obviously, generally it's a lot better than renting, so you guys are going to have to make your mind up about that. But what I want to do now is let's move on to the next segment of this video and take a look at some other builds. All right, guys, now what I want to talk about is inventory. And I'm walking up to something right now that I want to call the four corners of inventory. It's basically a brand new build community, and I'm about to walk up to like an intersection, and essentially everywhere I turn there is available housing. There's housing that is ready to be sold right now. There is a whole bunch of lots, as you guys can see, and there's homes that are in various stages of construction. So there is, you know, and I'm almost here right now. I'll do a 360 so you guys can see this. I mean, this is so amazing because there's so much money being dumped in this right now. And not only is this a huge construction site, let me show you guys. So let me do a 360. And you guys can see, you know, there's so much different development going on. There's lots, there's different stages of construction, and there's parts of this community right now, guys, that are already sold. Now, the thing is, guys, is, you know, lots of inventory is really good news for us, but really bad news for the new home builders, because remember, it's going to continue to put more and more pressure on them, and they're going to continue to get more and more desperate to offer fire sales, not only to Wall Street and, you know, rental organizations who are pulling back in this market, but to the retail sector. I mean, we are fixing just to see, you know, how desperate they actually get. And think about all the things that's against them: quantitative tightening, unfavorable terms. I mean, you know, here's the big problem, guys. They can't just hold on to this property. They have responsibilities to their investors in certain timeframes that they have to meet to essentially be in compliance. So just amazing, the double whammy. And not to mention, as far as inventory on a national level, and I'll argue Texas is special, because I mean, look at all this, guys. So much. There's so much building right now. You guys can see in the background. And do me a favor real quick, guys, you know, just reassure me that you like these types of videos. You know, it's a little bit harder to do them. You know, just comment below. Let me know if you do like them. But remember, guys, we have 8.9 months of inventory in new construction right now. 6 months or more makes it a very favorable buyer's market. So in new construction overall, we're in a very favorable buyer's market. And that's why you're seeing, you know, and I hope you guys understand and put it in perspective, all of this inventory that you guys see right now is why we're having such massive price cuts and massive buying incentives. And remember, we went to those new home builders. They're essentially offering 15 to 20% off, plus paying closing costs, plus buying the rate down. One bought the rate down to 4.5%. The other builder, MI Builder, is offering a 5.5 fixed rate. So obviously, guys, they're getting really desperate. The fire selling is going to continue. In my opinion, we're going to want to hold out a little longer just to be the furthest that we can out of the bubble as possible, because, you know, so the main thing that's going to happen in new construction right now, guys, is more pain for the builders. Really, really astonishing. But, you know, just, you know, I don't know if you guys can really get the full effect of where I'm at right now, but I mean, there's got to be, you know, millions and millions of dollars, and this is just one master planned community. I mean, look at the lot behind me. Look at all that. You know, they're gonna, you know, start building in there. I mean, This is astonishing. This is a huge subdivision right now, master plan community here in Texas. And the crazy thing, guys, is there are multiple neighborhoods just like this. And the predominant builder here, there's many builders here right now, but the predominant builder right now is Lennar. And obviously, guys, Lennar knows they're in trouble. They've already started the fire selling, and it will just continue. And you know, more than likely, you know, you guys can pick up a new construction home, get your proper inspections, and it should be okay. But anyways, guys, I really, you know, appreciate you following along my journey with me. Now, you know, personally, I may get a new home build. I don't know yet, guys, but if I do get a new home, I'm definitely going to get it, you know, obviously an inspection because of my worry with the quality of construction. But regardless, you guys, I do believe that I'm going to be able to find the deal of my lifetime in Texas with some of these new constructions. I mean, it is just really astonishing, you know, what is going on right now. But again, you guys, do me a favor. I'm not trying to act insecure, but you know, if you do like these outside videos like this, they're doing all kinds of stick building over there. You know, if you guys do like these videos, let me know. If you like these field videos, I like being in the office as well, going over forms and charts. But you know, comment below, let me know if you like it. And other than that, guys, I really hope you guys got some value, perspective, and insights from today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck, and I hope you win.